Okay, so I'm here in Skuil on this beautiful farm in the Western Cape, Robertson Valley, Bushmans Valley, ley lines, all the good things. And I'm here for quiet time. I'm here with a matriarch, a mentor, a friend, and um, I wanted to share this moment because it's a dream come true, and I committed to showing up here no matter what. And so I'm in the southern tip of Africa, in South Africa, in the Western Cape. And I'm really happy to be walking in these mountains where it is quiet. There's a beautiful dog with me, and just the two of us, and the quiet of the mountain, the voice of the wind, and the crickets, and Isonbiasis. And I'm going to find a little spot for us to sit for a moment together and share what this new moon brought us. The 18th of January is the new moon in Capricorn. And wow, what a moon. I got to sit with two grandmothers and my drum and cacao after sharing the most exquisite time with dear sisters of mine on a wedding. Oh, what a celebration of community, of love, of commitment, of what vows mean. And again, the beautiful power of cacao spoke, and it was precious. I'm so humbled and honored to be sharing cacao in this way. And yeah, I think she is bringing, she's waking us up or something. Okay, I'm going to situate you here. Hopefully, you don't get blown over by the wind. Um, hold on a moment. Let's get you situated. The wind is coming up a little bit. I need to get you a nice view. Don't you want a nice view? Don't you want a nice view? I think you do. Okay, let's sit here on this beautiful rock. Look at these mountains. It's amazing. It is amazing. And with me is Shumba. He is the most gorgeous collie. And there were some epic fires here recently. Sorry, I will get you situated in a moment. There we go. All right. Let's just take a breath. Can you hear the wind? I got to open my day with a breathwork workshop in McGregor. And so the power of breath, of just bringing focus to our breath, the power of air, the spirit of air, is so readily available to wake us up to this moment, to this incredible living existence as a human. Breath is life. And I'm sitting here on the rocks and I'm honoring the earth and her way that she holds us so dear. And she is just always full of nourishment, whether it's winter, like, or summer. Summer here, winter in the northern hemisphere. And the summer here can be harsh, and they had massive fires. But as I landed here, the skies were blue and the rains came, and we were blessed with water that came after the fire. So all the spirit of all the elements so present. Oh my word, it's amazing. fire, water, earth. And then the connection between us all, the connection of friends and family, just holding reverence for ceremony and for all the phases of life. Grief is always present no matter where we go. Beginnings mean there was an ending. Endings mean we have a chance to begin again. I'm just sharing a quiet moment. So, welcome here. I'm holding space for the creative return. I'm holding space for us to wake up to new possibilities and new perspective on this new moon. And because I got called so fiercely to really stay true to this space that I'm sharing with you, even in this sacred moment where I am really, my phone's on airplane mode, I am only available to the spirit of this mountain and to what I'm here to learn. I'm going to read the first chapter of my book to you here on this landscape, where this book was also basically born. The cover was done, the format, everything was, it was wrapped and gifted to me July of 2025. Yeah, so before my hat blows away, I'll take that off. Um, yeah, so here I am, and we went through the acrostic poems, we went through the prologue with me, and today I'm going to share the first chapter with you. Okay. Here we go. Chapter 1. It's an exquisite moment when we remember our significance. It's June 9th, just after midnight, closer to 1 o'clock in the morning. I was born with the aid of forceps, pulled into this world with metal hands. I was blue and still unsure if I wanted to be here. Why the force? Why the pain? I wasn't convinced this was a good idea. The medical personnel patted me, shook me, and rubbed my body. I heard no familiar voices. I was cold. What is happening? Suddenly my lungs filled with air and I screamed, "Where is she?" I had been hesitant about my time on Earth, but still, they helped, forced me out, and then a scent. My mother, she held me, and I found nourishment in her breast. But soon, I was placed into a glass cage, jaundice shifting me from blue to yellow. That was how I remembered my birth. Are you good there? Let me see. Sorry. Okay, I think we're gonna find our way here. There we go. Better. My mother is so present here and she's having giggles at my shenanigans. She introduced me to this land and to this wonderful woman who I am sitting with today, this weekend, this time. Short and yet a lifetime. And that's the nature of time. When we do and answer the call, time ceases to exist, it slows down. This birth story really shaped a lot of my life until I understood that it did. At home, the air was thick with fear. I could hardly breathe it in. My mother paced, holding me too tightly. She kept eyeing the closet, her hearing lost in a place beyond my reach. Hunger and thirst made my skin crawl, but being near her, feeling her warmth, was enough to make everything okay. This is how I remember my birth story, partly told by my mother and partly how I heard it. And so this is how we tell stories to ourselves. And what we tell ourselves is what we tend to believe. I thought I had to be the usher, always happy to help, ensuring everyone finds their seat, place, and best view of the experience. Then I realized that I, too, was shifting in constant flux. My vision blurred, disconcerting. I craved to be ushered myself, to feel gentle guidance, a soft hand on my back. And metamorphosis is the gift of this gentle internal guidance available to all. I am remembering, and most of it is so very sweet. My grandmother has always been there, an unwavering presence, soft and forgiving. I miss her. I reminisce about my time with her, our kitchen with its round table, a space for gathering. One day she stood cooking, spices and butter filling the air, chicken crisping to golden perfection in the oven. I sat at the table, always ravenous, eating a peanut butter sandwich. My Oma glared at me. Oh, you get to meet him. He wants to come say hi. Hello, say hello for the mensen. Hello, my love. Are you checking on me? Hey. My life feels magical. Look at this. I love how there's always a dog that makes me feel safe, seen, and earthed, grounded. Just like my grandmother, as a matter of fact, who was very much an earthbound figure that kept me so grounded in my experience as a young girl, always there. I miss her. I reminisce about her time with her, our kitchen with its round table, a space for gathering. One day she stood cooking, spices and butter filling the air, chicken crisping to golden perfection in the oven. I sat at that table, always ravenous, eating a peanut butter sandwich. My Oma glared at me. When I looked up, she asked if I'd have a room for dinner. I shrugged, unbothered. She sighed, then smiled. I could eat those days. Teenager and raising one now, I see it. We're growing. We can eat. We can eat. So she set the table at dinner with beautiful salads, fragrant rice and fresh vegetables, stir fried to perfection. The chicken, juicy and crisp, was rich with flavor. She had moved in with us then, and it was bliss. Always just down the hallway, always there. She walked us to school. She cared for my baby brother. She played tennis. We raided her sweet stash, hidden in plain sight. She pretended. She pretended to be upset when it disappeared, yet never moved it, and always refilling it. And her room was filled with art supplies, perfumed with her familiar scent. And I could always find her in her wingback chair, facing the late afternoon sun. I loved sitting by her feet, untangling the wool in her basket. My grandfather was my father's father was a storyteller. He spun pirate tales, and I believed every word. His stories ignited my adventurous spirit, but one day when I was 9, he decided I was too old for them. And he never explained. He just simply stopped. I grieved that loss for a long time. It was a very serious loss for me. I questioned him in later days, and he still couldn't answer me. So here I sit, still at a loss. But I had my Oma, and on a particular day I crawled into my Oma's lap, tears brimming, and she held me, smiling. Her voice rang out, soft and mystical. Have you heard of La Loba, Quinn? I shook my head, and she continued. La Loba is the old woman who gathers bones, she said. She moves slowly, deliberately, collecting them in a great sack. It is never too late, too heavy. It's never too light or too heavy, allowing her to keep a steady pace. You may find her sorting bones by the fire if you are lucky. And I listened, entranced. My Oma described her as an old and agile being, both of this world and beyond. She was hunched, draped in ragged clothes like Baba Yaga, leaning on a wooden staff. And when you spot her, Oma said, something significant is revealed. But as soon as you recognize her, she is gone. I was fascinated by this woman, this ancient crone. My grandmother told me she appeared in hidden alleys and deep forests, constantly gathering bones. To find her, you must be present, she said. Only then will you see her sitting by the fire, breathing life back into bones. I remember the first time I saw her. I was walking to school through the woods near the rugby fields, eucalyptus trees whispering overhead. I always slowed there, savoring the wind and the music of the rustling leaves. And that morning, I heard extra footsteps. I stopped, looked over my shoulder. Shadows stretched long in the morning light, and then I saw her, a ragged figure, a tall staff in hand, a heavy bag slung over her shoulder. I froze. La Loba? She grinned and lifted her cane in greeting, and before I could say or do anything, she vanished. A gust of wind kicked up the leaves around me. What did this mean? That day, school was ordinary, yet I felt different. I became aware of everyone, their hearts, their thoughts. I saw myself for the first time. I had always moved from group to group, never truly belonging. But now I realized I was the one doing this. My vision of La Loba had allowed me to see myself. On my way home, I passed the place where I had seen her. A small white bone gleamed in the dust. Without hesitation, I picked it up. My first bone. Now, time passed, and I almost forgot about La Loba. Years later, as a mother, I sat around a fire with women telling stories. As they spoke, I remembered my own. Afterward, I opened a small suitcase. It had traveled with me across continents, always by my side. I pored over the bones inside. My mind raced back to the places, the moments when I had found them. The bones of my becoming, the pieces of my metamorphosis. That is chapter 1. That night I sat around a fire as a mother, pregnant with my second daughter. I'll never forget how those stories from Woman Who Runs with Wolves, where I've learned so many beautiful myths, like the La Loba story, the bone collector, and how we practice telling our stories in a mythological way, and how this beautiful book was born, and how I found permission to just tell my thread, my little piece of the pie story, and how powerful it was for me to go back into my story and narrate it to myself. And here I'm telling it purely because I feel asked to, in case there's a thread there for you that you can pick up or be reminded of that is yours. So thank you for being here with me on this wild, wonderful land in the southern tip of Africa, where I feel really blessed to be right now, to have been given the permission to be here and nowhere else, the privilege. I'm just here listening, and I hope you have the same opportunity in your way. And for us, may this time, as the moon phases in and out until spring comes, may we continue to reframe, grieve, find the joy, love with all your hearts, and find your perspective. Find the perspective that brings you a sense of joyful action and play, productive, loving action your way. Thank you for being here. I love you. Many blessings. And yeah, again, if you want to follow along, just press the subscribe button, join me, and join this conversation. I love hearing from you. Give me a little thumbs up there if you like it. Ah, yeah. This is such an interesting platform. Here we go. We're doing it. Lots of love, everyone.